your English guide. My name is İlkar. Illness, ill. Take care of care, ill care, İlkar. This is the English version. It means first soldier. I'm the first son of my family. 13 years as a tourist guide. I'm specialist Ottoman Empire. I took extra course art and craft history and I am 39 years old, and unfortunately I am the shortest guide of the Istanbul. 1.63 is a brand, just me, no one else, and I'm so famous in Sultanahmet Blue Mosque like this. It's going to be 2 hours of the Bosphorus tour, and I'm going to make a live explanation. We will find a chance to see historical peninsula area, Old Town City Istanbul, New Town City Istanbul, and also Asian side, Anatolian side. First of all, on this part, can I see the hands? Who is first time Istanbul? You can tell me, shut up, enough, we don't want to listen you. Is including of the program also, okay? Like brothers and sisters, feels yourself like your home, and we will enjoy so much with my history also, okay? On the this time. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Turkey, I'm talking about 85 million people with the population of the country of the Turkey. And for the Istanbul, official number 18 million, unofficial number 35 million people for the city of Istanbul. First of all, I want to say goodbye on the backside part of the boat. This is Gallipoli Strait, Dardanelles Strait, the road and the direction after Gallipoli Strait with Aegean Sea and Mediterranean Sea part for the Cyprus, Iran, Iraq, Azerbaijan, Syria on the this part of the Istanbul. The name of the sea here is calling Marmara Sea, Sea of Marmara. And after 30 kilometer long, after the Bosphorus Strait, after the second bridge, Black Sea starts of the north part, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus of the this part side. So in your left side, European side, 55 kilometer long and 15 million people with the population. 30 kilometer long Bosphorus straight line, and on the right side, Asian side, Anatolian side, 35 kilometer long, 3 million people with the original population, with the original local people who were born in Istanbul. Because if you come to first time to Istanbul, maybe on the airport they are going to ask you, did you visit one of them? Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, Topkapı Palace. If you say no, they can dismiss and reject your visa. Maybe you can stay forever in my city, in my country also. No excuses, no any comments, okay? It's touristic obligation if you come to first time to visit one of them, at least, or 3 of them. In your left side, first of all, 1609, 1616, 17th century. You know as a Blue Mosque, I know Sultan Ahmet, the first Ahmet with the name of the Sultan. First Ahmet, Sultan Ahmet, when he came to throne, he was just 14 years old. He was the 14th Ottoman ruler between 36 sultans on the Ottoman Empire time, and the wine place for the Muslims, Medina. Medina, original mosque on the Medina construction with the 6 minarets. So as a sultan, if I construct my mosque with the 6 minarets, this means I will see my mosque equal with Medina. This is not acceptable, and you can't dare to do this, and according to Islam is impossible. So one night operation on the period of the Sultan Ahmet, he sent his architects to Medina. 17th century, one extra minaret added to Medina to make 7 minarets. Medina Mosque is now 8 minaret. This is the one mosque, Turkey, Istanbul, 6 minaret mosque. This is the main history. What about blue? Inside more than 20,000 handmade blue tiles. blue ceramics, Kütahya tiles. So this is the reason, touristically, we call it Blue Mosque. Original name Sultan Ahmet Mosque, the first Ahmet Mosque. In Istanbul, 3,500 mosques, my friends, 2,200 active churches, Orthodox more than the Catholics, and 21 active synagogues for the minority of the Jewish people. 1 million Christians, 900 Jewish people. After the Sultan Ahmet Blue Mosque, the main history, the main treasury of the two periods of the Istanbul, from Constantinople, Byzantine Roman time, and also after 1453 with Fatih Ottoman Empire. The name of the treasury in your left side, Hagia Sophia. Hagia Sophia original name, the Holy Wisdom of the Gods. This is the full name. Hagia means holy, Sophia means wisdom, divine wisdom, intelligence, wisdom. 981 years. Cathedral, Orthodox Church, Catholic Church. Hagia Sophia constructed 3 times, 3 different emperors' periods. After 1453, with Fatih Sultan Mehmet, pay attention please, with the big respect, converted the mosque with the 1 minaret, original red bricks one, added from the Fatih Sultan Mehmet 1453. So 481 years, Imperial Mosque, Royal Mosque, Hagia Sophia. They covered the all mosaics and the frescoes with the whitewash plaster and the 15th century calligraphy inside with the Islamic architectural details. So 1923, Republic time, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. The last year, time of the pandemic. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the president of the Turkey, time of the pandemic, he converted to the mosque again, Hagia Sophia, now using as an active mosque. But World Heritage UNESCO one, because amazing history and two religion with the big respect and the peace to each other all the time, is the active church, and it was church from Byzantine Roman time, 6th century, never converted to the mosque. Is calling San Irene Church. The honor his army like this, gave this San Irene building for the army as a warehouse, as a building for the weapons, okay, of the 15th century. And 1923 Republic time converted to museum, now using as a museum. But one church without the minaret never converted to the mosque, okay, San Irene. And the final one, the third one, welcome to first palace of the Istanbul, 1456, 1856. 24 sultans, 400 years, accommodate on this residence, Topkapı Palace. Top means as a weapon, he used the cannonball to destroy the city walls from the outside, Byzantine city walls. Kapı means the gate, but this gate is like a revolution of the history, because end of Byzantine Roman time with the Christianity is now Ottoman period time with the sultans with the religion Islam. So the gate of cannonball, Topkapı Palace. 4 architects with the Sultan Fatih Sultan Mehmet, they made added and the new construction with the revolution also on the palace to make larger. Okay. Originally, Topkapı Palace 700,000 meters square area, but after the earthquake's fires, we see 80,000 meters square with 4 courtyards. The main courtyard for one of the sultan, the weapons treasury, sultan's apartment and harem area is the special one also. If you have more times in Istanbul, please you can visit Topkapı Palace. Every Tuesday is closed. Is actually today is closed also, but amazing treasury. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to historical peninsula area, heart of the tourism, Blue Mosque, Sultanahmet, Hagia Sophia, and Topkapı Palace. At this point, after the Sultanahmet Blue Mosque, the next tram station is calling Gülhane, the House of Roses. Gülhane, with the largest courtyard, part of the Topkapı Palace, especially with the gardens and public gardens also. Istanbul Archaeology Museum, Tile Pavilion, the mansion of Fatih Sultan Mehmet, Islamic Science and Technology Museum on the part of the courtyard with the local park is calling Gülhane, the name of the area, the next tram station also. After the Gülhane, after behind of the Turkey's national flag, the name of the one of the expensive suite room, but you can rent if you want also, famous with Agatha Christie, oldest train station, Orient Express, Sirkeciler, but this train station is not active now. Is using for underground metro Marmaray, just a 5 minutes between the two continents of the Istanbul with underground under the Sea of Marmara. Also, this is the new project we are using more than 5 years. Also, train station is using for Marmara Rail Line underground metro station from Sirkeci to Üsküdar. Üsküdar, Asian side part, Anadolu. Attention please, this is sometimes misunderstanding. If you come the first time, you think that this is the two continents of the Istanbul. And this is Bosporus, it is not, my friends, okay? Golden Horn, just a 7.5 kilometer long a bay, a gulf, and separating Old Town Steep Part Istanbul two areas, because the next area is calling Eminönü, Spice Bazaar, Egyptian Bazaar area. This is the Ottomans, the Muslims accommodation. But opposite side, on the right side part, is calling Karaköy, Black Village, Galata Tower area. This is the non-Muslims foreigners accommodation. So Christians and Jewish accommodation on the time. Golden Horn, Haliç, and Galata Bridge separating two districts, two areas to each other on the Old Town Steep part Istanbul. Because 30 kilometer Bosphorus Strait separating two continents of the Istanbul, European side and Asian side. But we are still on the European side, separating two areas, Eminönü, Spice Bazaar, Karaköy, Galata Tower area. Okay? So golden, because of when you look from the outside, seems like a horn. We call it Haliç. H-A-L-I-C. Golden Horn, Haliç side, okay? On the this side. So in your left side, Sirkeci train station and Spice Bazaar, Egyptian Bazaar. The name of the mosque with the two minarets on the sea coastline, Hatice Turhan Sultan. She was the mother of the one Sultan, 17th century, but we call it New Mosque, Yeni Cami, but it is not new, 17th century, because two times renovated. The first restoration, classical Ottoman architecture, second renovation, European architectural style. So we call it New Eminönü. It's famous with fish sandwich, balık ekmek, street food, the fish sandwich. The fish is like anchovy without bones, the green vegetables, onion and salt, and they are serving with pickle juice or turnip juice also on the small seaside on the north part, but behind of the Galata Tower, because there was a before another bay, another gulf like a golden horn. So 80 ships behind of the Galata Tower they were selling till the on the Galata Bridge, not this one, the another one, Golden Horn Bridge side. There was another one chain under the bay, under the gulf. This was the defense tactic of the Constantine. So Constantine 18 ships, Seraglio Point, where is the flag, and Eminönü Port. They were ready in here. But Fatih Sultan Mehmet is made impossible to make entrance to the city because of the chain. So at this point, he cut the trees like a rail line, tie them to each other, mixing butter and animal oils, olive oils. Thousands of the soldiers, man workers, they carried 80 ships with the human force to make a small circulation from side of the Süleymaniye Mosque, Magnificent Süleyman Mosque side. So they carried 80 ships with the small circulation, the reason why, for passing over the chain like this and return back to the bay. So 18 ships ready for the Constantine, 43 days is a battle level. Between 80 ships and 18 ships, he managed to conquer the Constantinople like this. And from the port side, with the horses, with the army, he directly made entrance to the Hagia Sophia site. Okay, Sultanahmet Blue Mosque site on the here. Importance of the Golden Horn, where Fatih Sultan Mehmet conquered the Constantinople, Istanbul, and came from this side. We are going to pass under the Galata Bridge. It was renovated 5 times on the history. Abdülmecit, 19th century, mother of Abdülmecit, rented English company, rented German company, and the final one is Turkish company. 2 times made of wooden, and because of the fires, nothing remains. 2 times made of metal and iron, but because of the earthquakes, nothing remains. And the final one, Turkish company, 490 meter long small link bridge, connection bridge. The reason why, separating 2 different religions to each other all the time, especially the Muslims and non-Muslims accommodation with Golden Horn, with Galata Bridge. Please careful your head. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention please. In your left side, the most visiting mosque in Istanbul. I don't say Blue Mosque or Hagia Sophia is a special history. I separate it. In your left side, with the 16th century Magnificent Süleyman Mosque, Süleymaniye Mosque is calling like this. One of the 7 hills of the Istanbul, classical Ottoman architectural, amazing marble and the cut stone complex, 4 minarets because Sultan's Mosque, Royal Mosque, 10 balconies, Şerefes, because he was the 10th Ottoman ruler on the list between 36 sultans. It is not just a mosque, a complex with madrasa, religious school, health service, hospital, bazaar shop, hammam, Turkish bed, library, kitchen, this kind of complex also. The tomb of Kanuni Sultan Süleyman, the Magnificent Süleyman, and tomb of Roxalana, Hürrem Sultan, the wife of the Magnificent Süleymans. Inside part also is part of the complex. One of the 7 hills, if you have more time, please visit. Amazing classical Ottoman architecture also. Süleymaniye Mosque, Magnificent Süleyman Mosque is calling like this. This area, Fener and Balat. This is Armenian and the Jewish district. One of the most visiting Greek Orthodox Church, St. Nicholas, Aya Nikola Church. On this area also, on the Golden Horn site, and also the one Bulgarian church, Sveti Stefan, on this area also. After Fener and Balat, the second and divine place for the Muslims and first mosque in Istanbul, Ebu Eyyub El-Ensari, Eyüp Sultan Mosque, time of the Fatih Sultan Mehmet, the conqueror. Pay attention please. Hagia Sophia is not the first mosque in my city. Hagia Sophia is 1453, but the Eyüp Sultan Mosque, Ebu Eyyub El-Ensari Mosque from 15th century, it was constructed as a mosque. classical Ottoman architectural, and second and divine place for the Muslims, because he saw the Prophet Muhammad alive, and he joined lots of religious wars and the journey of Uhud, Hendek, the religious wars, and Mecca and Medina also. So is a second and divine place for the Muslims, Eyüp Sultan Mosque, Eyüp area on this part. To visit this mosque for the Muslims in Istanbul, like visit to journey to Mecca. Okay. Appetizers, the meze, hummus, the hummus, smashing the chickpeas with olive oil, tahini is amazing also. You can try lots of restaurants under the Galata Bridge. Fish restaurants is famous. Okay. After the Eminönü Spice Bazaar with tram station, my family is calling Jesus Christ Tower. And original construction 1368. Galata Genoese, Italian colonized group from Genoa. They constructed Galatos. We call them like this. They constructed the tower and they call it Jesus Christ Tower. Approximately 67 meter high from the sea level. 1453, Fatih Sultan Mehmed, Italian colonized group, they gave the key of the tower to the Sultan as a present, and Fatih Sultan Mehmed used the tower for the fires on the city, like a fire tower, and now using as a museum. I say not the best one, okay? The best panoramic view of the Istanbul, especially